Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Perfect. We have sound. Our last broadcast, we had some issues with sound. We have no sound issues. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Bwtm. I'm your host, Ingram Jones, and we have a boxing preview for a big fight that's going to be happening this Saturday, May 20th. Gervonta Davis makes the first defense of his IBF super featherweight title against challenger Liam Walsh. So how we are doing the preview show. We're going to be doing a few preview shows, probably back to back to back, because we have not been doing much preview shows of late. We'll be doing back to back preview shows and some boxing roundup news as well. So we'll get started. I haven't spoken much about this Gervonta Davis Liam Walsh fight for a number of reasons, and I'm going to explain them now. Oh, before I continue, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the videos. Because I wanted to know how much buffoonery the UK fans would have to put up with. And when Mayweather comes in, there's quite an element of buffoonery that goes on. Let me explain myself. Now, let me take this back a while, a long while. And for those of you who are long-time supporters of the Bayloric brand, particularly in the boxing side of things, Liam Walsh has been a fighter that I've had my eye on for a long time. And I've said this guy is very talented, and one of the most complete boxers the UK has got that hasn't fought for a world title yet. I said this a while back, and I still believe that. I still believe that there are a lot of fighters in the UK that have been called world class that I've never thought that are world class or believed they were anywhere near world class, but mainly they're promoted to do the talking. Liam Walsh is one of these guys who've been under the radar for a long time. He was meant to fight Ricky Burns for a world title. I remember that, and he got injured. He fought Scott Harrison, maybe past it, faded Scott Harrison, but still did a good number in boxing him and out. People point to Liam Walsh's record and him getting dropped by Paul Appleby. That was a while ago. He got dropped, but they don't go say he got up and won the fight, which is a key attribute. Like I've said before, there are many fighters in the world that are considered by some, but some of those greats haven't got off the canvas to win a fight, which I think is, in my opinion, one of the hallmarks of a great fighter. Anyway, that's beside the point. So that being said, Liam Walsh has had injuries in his career, blah, 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 blah. He now gets himself a fight against Gervonta Davis. Now, if you remember me going back a while about Gervonta Davis, I said Gervonta Davis in this current era or generation of boxing fans, commentators, it seems we're very quick to call people superstars or stars when haven't really deserved that title of stars, of a star. Good fighter, a potential superstar, but star in just fighting one fight, I find is very premature. When you've got people like there like Arnold, who've proven it time and time again, from the amateurs to the pros, and then come back again and do it again, people begrudgingly call Ward a star, but he is. Floyd Mayweather, done it time and time and time again. Canelo, done it time and time again against the best. He now goes to fight against Gennady Golovkin, and there's a pay-per-view. Gennady Golovkin himself is in his first major pen fight. Major. I mean, you can talk about the Kell Brook fight, but this fight with Gennady Golovkin is his first major fight. Gervonta Davis is a good fighter. Let me not make you feel as if somewhere the other I'm trying to get this guy. This young man has got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of ability. But I feel somewhat that being with TMT and with Floyd Mayweather is still fighting. Rumor has it that McGregor signed to face Floyd Mayweather. And all these things kind of interlock. Floyd Mayweather is still a fighter, but he's still a fighter, or he's talking about fighting McGregor, and he's a promoter. Well, okay. I think if you take on the hat of a promoter, you need to draw the line of where you are as a promoter, you are as a fighter. And when you're promoting in the best interest of the fighter. And when you're fighting, you're promoting the best. And there's a difference. When you do your buffoonery and do all that stuff that you do to sell tickets, that's great. And your career. Gervonta Davis, we don't know who Gervonta Davis is. We know who Floyd Mayweather is. Every 5 seconds, Floyd Mayweather's face is in there. Gervonta Davis is not Floyd Mayweather. Okay? Floyd Mayweather is meant to be his promoter. And for me, as a promoter, I don't think, looking at what Floyd's done so far, and it's almost embarrassing because, you know, such a great fighter. And I say fighter, not a good fighter, a great fighter, an elite fighter. Maybe great between the ropes, but outside the ring and his promoter, it's embarrassing. And I hate to say that about somebody. Okay, I hate to say that because I want to see everybody do well, including look like it's myself. And when I see Floyd Mayweather coming over to the UK and as a promoter trying to promote a brand, and him having to go to such levels, which he's done in this trip to the UK, there's no need for it. Why do you have to be getting up on a stage and shouting at all obscenities? Why do you need to be doing that? There's no need for it. Absolutely no need for it. I didn't see him shouting all those obscenities when him and Pacquiao were at the press conference. He was, you know, he was very well spoken. There was no swearing because there were sponsors involved and lots of money being involved. I don't think, as an example for Gervonta Davis, Floyd is the best. I really don't. And you can say what you want about Floyd as a fighter, but as a promoter, I have serious question marks as a promoter. I have serious question marks about him as a advisor. Now, the things Floyd has got away with is because A, of the status he has, and B, because he actually can back it up. Because you roll around with Floyd Mayweather, you walk around Floyd Mayweather under the TMT banner. Don't let that for 1 second cloud your judgment into what you do as a fighter, how you prepare for fights. You've got to work very hard. You've got to train very hard. You've got to be diligent. You've got to make sure you're on weight. The fact that TMT came in the week of the fight, for me, is unprofessional. I think if you're especially young fighter like Gervonta Davis, he needs 2 weeks before, 2 weeks at least. It can't be a case of, well, Floyd's not got the money. Be in the camp, be in the UK 2 to 3 weeks at least. Look at Errol Spence. He's coming to the UK and he's still preparing for his fight. Acclimatizing to the UK. You know, there's 8 hours between the UK and California. 8 hours. And that and jet lag and time differences are key. You can't be arrogant about things like that. You can't things like that because they have effect on your physical body. I don't care who you've been promoted with. TMT, Jesus, God, Allah, Buddha, don't matter who you've been promoted with. There's some things the human body just has to deal with and accept. Time zones and time differences, there are things you look at. The other thing you need to look at is weight. If I go now to the Caribbean, if I go to the Caribbean today and you give me 2 weeks, I lose weight. That happens naturally. I'm in a hot country. I'm in a hot climate. Okay, so I lose weight and burn fat very easily. Walking up and down, natural, happens. Come to the UK, I put the weight on because now the heat and the change weather. It's very colder in the UK. In Las Vegas, you can get away with a lot more because you're in Las Vegas. You're fighting in a hot country. It's different. It's constantly hot all the time. You're in desert heat. It's different. You come to UK, you have to acclimatize. Floyd's never fought in the UK. Floyd's fought in the UK. He's been in Vegas. So you need to be bringing your camp, and you need to bring your guy out into camp early and prepare. Vanessa Khan, why that hasn't happened, I don't know. It's like Floyd has got Gervonta Davis like a puppy dog. It was interesting today, after all the yap and all the talking, we've come to the weigh-in to discover not once Gervonta Davis hasn't made the weight. Where's Floyd Mayweather? Nowhere to be seen. This is your promoter. It's almost that situation where somebody you're in school and somebody stirs the pot and they say, go and fight now. Go and fight now. And it's down to it, they're going for dust. I don't know where Floyd is. He may have his reasons. But the fact your boys missed weight, not once, but twice. Unprofessional. Totally unprofessional. Now, when you do things like this, and then people give you flack for it after you open up, you have to say all the things you're saying, and you conduct yourself in a manner which is pretty much ghetto. And from the streets, I'm from this and from that. Okay, fine, but you're not from the streets no more, Floyd. You've got a lot of money. I don't see you living in a ghetto now. I want you to put the act on, and there's certainly no need for Gervonta to be doing that either. So if you're going to be a promoter, then conduct yourself in a manner as a professional promoter would, stroke manager. Ensure your guys coming into to camp in time in terms of the UK. Make sure you're coming in time. Make sure he makes weight. All this shenanigans going on in the background. Is Gervonta Davis able to still keep his head focused and ready for Liam Walsh? Now, for Liam Walsh and his side, he's an experienced fighter. You could say he's never fought anybody in the class of Davis. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on a second. I want people to have a look at this a second. I want people to look at this a second. Let me just bring up some information here, which is the records of both fighters. I really want to look at Gervonta Davis for a second, because Gervonta Davis is 17-0, yeah. But I want people to realize something. All right. Gervonta Davis had a fight had 0-4. The guy had a 0-4 record. The second guy had a debut. The third guy had a debut. The eighth had a debut. So take those 3 fights out. Then he fought a guy called Rafael Casillas with a record of 4-7. Then a guy of 1-1, 2, 3-9, 47-31, 4-4, 5-3, 8-1, 14-18, 17-4, 16-5, 28-18, and then fought Pedraza. All right, Pedraza himself had 52% knockout ratio, and Pedraza beat Kilmoff for the IBF World Featherweight title. Kilmoff also got by Liam Walsh. Let's look at Liam Walsh's record. Okay, well, Liam Walsh started his career the guy had 22 and 69 defeats. Then 1 and 14, 4 and 12, 4 and 41, 11 and 43, 8 and 15. And when I say that 8 and 15 or 11 43, if there's eight wins and 15 losses, in other words, 4 and 40, 4 and 9, 8 and 5, 20 and 1, 13 and 1, lost 1, 17 and 2, 25 and 3, 27 and 2, 14 and 0, 15 and 2, 23 and 27 and 3, 15 and 1, 17 and 10, 18 and 2, 18 where come off, and he's fighting 7, and Gervonta Davis 17 and 0. Now, when you look at records, it seems apparent to me that the guys that Walsh has been fighting have been more competitive, and more of them have come with the will to win because they've had less defeats on the record. I'm not saying they were better, but I'm not going to say to you now Gervonta Davis has fought tremendous performances, tremendous fighters himself. He fought Pedraza. Now, in the Pedraza fight, he seemed to tire, and I don't believe in his record. I don't believe that Gervonta Davis has gone 8 or 10 rounds. Let me see. Just check here. So I don't understand where the arrogance of Team TMT is coming from, because their fighter, you know, in this situation, I can't see where they're getting okay, they beat Pedraza, but I think Walsh would beat Pedraza, to be honest. So there's another thing I want to make a point of as well. BoxRec likes to give you statistics as to punch power or people's knockout ratio. Gervonta Davis got 94%, 94% knockout ratio. And he's fought 50 rounds. Now, I want to look at Walsh's knockout ratio here. He's got a 67% knockout ratio. Okay, now, so I'm not quite sure where Mayweather gets all this stuff of knocking Liam Walsh and saying, well, he's never fought in America. Well, you know, Mayweather's not fought in the UK, whatever. But I think Liam Walsh has been highly, highly overlooked. The thing is this, it's like this. I see Mayweather looking at it as, you got knocked down by a guy called Paul Appleby. So that means as soon as Tank hits you, you're going to be out of there. So even if we come in a little bit overweight, you know, we can still knock you out. It don't make a difference. Okay, Floyd. I also have to bring to this point that because some guy knocked one guy down, that means that you're going to go and knock him out. Well, okay, you might say Walsh has got a dodgy chin. Fair enough. You might say that. If you're keen on that as your whole basis of your title fight, then you could run into a lot of trouble. You could run into a lot of trouble here. Because if you get him out in the first 6 or 7 rounds, you're in the UK, the time difference, the weight, making the weight, all these different things can play a part. And in the second half of the fight, and you shot your load, and you're in the second half of the fight against a more experienced fighter, what happens in 8 rounds, 9, 10, 11, 12? I won't say the smart betting, but the logical betting is this. If Walsh can't stand up to Tank's power, then there's nothing to worry about. But if Walsh can stand up to Tank's power, then I think we've really got a fight on, because you've got a guy who can not just box out orthodox, who can box southpaw. So I think, and Tank for me seems he's pretty much a flat-footed kind of guy. You know, loads up, lands big shots. He's against the ropes. I'm not so sure how good he is against the ropes. The one thing he's very good at, though, with Gervonta Davis, is that if you overstretch, he's back and hits you with that beautiful uppercut. It's a great shot, that Gervonta Davis. Has he learned enough on the job so far to fight a more seasoned campaign in Walsh? That's the question. And Liam Walsh can move from orthodox to southpaw. Can that cause Tank to disrupt his rhythm? And again, Liam Walsh will hit Tank back as long as he's in the fight. I've got a lot of faith in Liam Walsh. I think he's a very good fighter. But this is where it comes down to putting a prediction down. See, there's so much unknowns about this fight. for me, I think, and Liam Walsh is a big super featherweight as well. Don't get it twisted. He's a big super featherweight. I don't know. Floyd talks about how he hasn't researched fighters and stuff. If he's that unprofessional, he hasn't researched Liam Walsh, then you know, it's sad for TMT. And it's not the first time TMT's fighters have been exposed. Badu Jack, we could go for a list of upcoming, what's the other guy's name from the middleweight? Love. I can't remember his first name again. But yeah, he got exposed as well. So that Floyd has had fighters that have been promoted by Floyd and have been exposed. Is Tank superstar? No, he's not. Is Tank a star? No, he's not. Is Tank a potential superstar? Possibly. But it's far too early to be calling a man a star in this. And so there, I think this is more of an even fight than people are looking at. Again, anything can happen in boxing. And I see it as if Walsh can neutralize the punching power of Gervonta Davis, he has a good chance in this fight. He has a real good chance in this fight. But he's made weight now, Gervonta Davis, but that's beside the point. 3 times on the scales, even stuff like that, having to come to the scale 3 times, psychologically, fighter, you're looking at him saying, you ain't done the weight right. You actually think you think you're going to beat me 3 times? That's not mind games. That is actually unprofessionalism. Why did they not make the weight first time around? That has such a psychological effect. It doesn't matter when you get hit on the chin. But for me, I think that this is a much better fight than people are giving him credit for. I think Liam Walsh is a much better fighter than a lot of the probably understand, or maybe some of the American fans think. And I think this might be his crowning night. I would not be surprised if Liam Walsh won. And on the other hand, I wouldn't be surprised if Tank blasted him out of there. It's one of those. It kind of reminds me of the Jeff Lacey, Kawasaki, you know, the more experienced fighter in Joe Kawasaki, and the you know, the raw punching power of Jeff Lacey was his left hook. Gervonta Davis had a little bit more about him, but he still seems pretty much naive. Can Liam Walsh capitalize on that naivety? Question for me. That's the big question. See, the thing is, as well, if, like I said, the fight goes 5-6 rounds, if Gervonta was gassing, if he was gassing in Vegas, or he's gassing in America, God only knows what he's going to do. Gas and jet lag. Now, jet lag doesn't hit you straight away, you know. Jet lag can hit you. You can arrive in a country on the Monday and say, I'm fine. And jet lag can hit you Friday night. It can hit him Saturday night, come fight night. So when he fights, let's say Gervonta Davis fights, say the main event's 10 o'clock. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Gervonta Davis is probably going for shopping or whatever. He made that the UK time. Jet lag, and you can't. Those things you can't beat, and those things are going to, I think, may play a part in this fight as well. So those, Gervonta Davis and Liam Walsh. Liam Walsh has a great chance in this fight. He really has a really good chance in this fight. But you know, it's Walsh's skills, experience, know-how, and fights versus Gervonta Davis's youth, raw power, and fearlessness. That's the 2 things, and almost arrogance, which makes for a great fight. But if Gervonta Davis was to lose his title, otherwise, if Gervonta Davis was to go out and blast Liam Walsh in a few rounds, I wouldn't be surprised. But in the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Liam Walsh, IBF super featherweight champion of the world. I really wouldn't. Either way, it's one of those ones. But as for Floyd Mayweather, lost so much respect for him. He was talking to the cameras and saying, "Watch me here. I'm going to cause more issues with the family." Well, what does that prove? You're not fighting them, and it's just buffoonery. Just no need for it. Absolutely no need for the buffoonery. So, yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts of Gervonta Davis versus Liam Walsh. May the best man win. It's going to be a good fight, and I'm looking forward to it. And of course, we will do live commentary, live audio commentary for this fight. Please don't come on the channel asking to watch it, the pictures for it, because with the video for it, because that do audio commentary. All right, thank you for watching. This has been Bwtm Sports Channel doing the Gervonta Davis versus Liam Walsh. Next up, we've got another preview show with breakdowns for Brook versus Spence, and also other roundup box news. Tuned and hit that subscribe button. We'll be back shortly. Thanks for watching. Take care.